Hello, everyone. Prepare yourselves. What we're about to expose will shake the foundation of hip-hop's most iconic love story. Remy Ma is fighting for her life. And Papoose? He refuses to leave her side. We're talking about a man who's spent nights in hospital chairs, skipped meals, ignored calls, all because doctors whispered those heart-wrenching words, "It might be too late." Is this the price of betrayal? A twist of fate? Or is something much darker hiding behind Remy Ma's final moments? Because sources close to the situation, yes, anonymous, trembling sources, claim that Remy collapsed without warning. Since then, Papoose hasn't let go of her hand. Not once. Fans are in tears. Social media is on fire. The streets of New York? Silent. What's truly going on behind those ICU doors? Did heartbreak shatter Remy's body? Is this her karma? Or is there a conspiracy at play? And here's the shocking part. Some say Remy made a deathbed confession that left Papoose completely shattered. Ladies and gentlemen, we're diving deep. This isn't just drama. It's a tragedy unfolding in real time. And once you hear what we've uncovered, you'll never see Remy Ma the same again. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start with the unthinkable. One moment, Remy Ma was backstage laughing, sipping from her diamond-studded water bottle, wearing a fur coat that probably cost more than your car. The next moment, she's collapsed on the floor, barely breathing, while Papoose screamed for help as if his world had ended. And maybe it did. Eyewitnesses backstage at a private industry event told Gossip Star Vibe that Remy had been off all night. One staff member, who's staying anonymous, probably to keep their job, said she wasn't herself. She looked pale, quiet, like something heavy was weighing on her. But no one expected this. Paramedics rushed her to Mount Sinai, and that's when the whispers began. At first, it was just, she fainted. Then came the chilling phrases, unstable, critical, she's not responding. And that's when Papoose, the loyal king himself, broke. Now let's rewind, because you know this isn't just a random health scare. Not in this story. Let's not forget the chaos surrounding Remy these past few months. The leaked footage of her sneaking out of a Manhattan hotel with 50 Cent, the viral rumors of a secret marriage to DJ Envy, that explosive fight with Clarissa Shields where someone's wig ended up on a chandelier, and the heartbreak she caused Papoose when he discovered, live on TV, that she might not even be the biological mother of their daughter. It's been scandal after scandal. And now, her body is surrendering. Sources close to the family have revealed that Remy had been diagnosed with a stress-induced heart condition months ago. But she ignored doctors' orders, allegedly telling one friend, "I've survived prison. I can survive anything." Yeah, but maybe not this. Papoose, who's been unwavering, through prison stints, cheating rumors, and baby mama drama, has started to crumble. Multiple sources say he hasn't left her side since she was admitted. He's been seen pacing the ICU hall, his face buried in a hoodie, whispering prayers and telling staff, "She's my everything. I can't lose her." He even reportedly tried to fight off security when they asked him to leave during a shift change. One nurse said, "He was like a man possessed. He kept shouting, 'If she dies alone, you'll bury me too.'" And the fans? Oh, they've gone from mocking her to mourning. TikTok is flooded with edits of Remy and Papoose's most memorable moments. One fan tweeted, "I used to clown Remy, but this doesn't feel right. Papoose doesn't deserve this. Nobody deserves this." But here's where it gets even darker. There are strong rumors that Remy might have known something was coming. A close friend of hers, who reached out to us and risked it all to do so, said that just a week before her collapse, Remy had a private moment with her team where she allegedly said, "If anything happens to me, protect Pap." Protect him from what, Remy? What do you know that we don't? And here's the twist. Someone from her legal team reportedly showed up at the hospital the same night she was admitted. Not a publicist, not a manager, a lawyer. What was she planning? A will? A confession? Or something that could completely change everything we thought we knew about her? That's the question keeping us, and fans worldwide, on edge. And as of now, there's no official medical report, no statement from the family, just silence and sorrow. But in that silence, something is brewing. Because if this was just a fainting spell, wouldn't they say that? If she were stable, wouldn't Pap be smiling through the storm? Instead, he's been seen breaking down in the hospital chapel, holding her chain like it's the last link to her. One janitor even overheard Papoose say, "I should have forgiven her earlier. I waited too long." Ladies and gentlemen, it gets even worse. Because right as Papoose was holding Remy's hand, she reportedly tried to say something. A word, a name, something with one syllable. But she couldn't finish it. Her monitors spiked, her lips trembled, and then she went unconscious again. What was she trying to say? Was it Pap? Was it peace? Or was it please? Please forgive me. We'll leave you to guess. Because this story, it's just beginning. Ladies and gentlemen, the walls of Mount Sinai are trembling. Not from machines or monitors, but from the deluge of truth that's finally coming to light. Because guess what? Just as doctors rushed to stabilize Remy Ma, the real story emerged from the shadows. And let me tell you, it's darker than anyone could have anticipated. Multiple inside sources, anonymous but terrified, have now confirmed that Remy Ma's collapse wasn't just stress or exhaustion. It was caused by a hidden medical issue she's been concealing for months. We're talking about undiagnosed heart damage, allegedly worsened by prescription abuse, emotional trauma, and yes, extreme anxiety brought on by years of public scandals, courtroom battles, and behind-the-scenes betrayal. And here's where things spiral out of control. According to one leaked hospital record, blurred but very authentic looking, Remy was on multiple medications to manage psychological strain and arrhythmic risk. This means she was under observation for a potential heart episode. And still, she chose to stay in the public eye, attend events, and pick verbal battles with Clarissa Shields on IG Live. Girl. A nurse who allegedly treated Remy the night she was admitted said she kept mumbling about guilt, something she did wrong. Then she whispered, "Tell Pap I'm sorry." Sorry for what? Because moments after that whisper, Papoose sprinted out of the ICU, sobbing. And the very next hour, a letter appeared online, a handwritten one, allegedly written by Remy. It was dated 2 weeks ago, and it was addressed not to her fans, not to her label, but to Papoose. The letter reads, "If anything ever happens to me, know that I never stopped loving you. I made mistakes. I was weak. But you were always the only man who saw me through it all. I just wanted you to be happy, even if it wasn't with me." Whoa, did Remy Ma know she was running out of time? And here's the shocker. The letter also mentions someone named E. Don't blame E. It was never love. It was a moment, one I regret. Who is E? Easy the block captain, Envy, or someone worse? The internet is already doing forensic handwriting analysis like they're in a Netflix crime doc. TikTok detectives are comparing the strokes of the R's and the way she dots her I's. Twitter is digging up old texts and DM leaks. And Reddit? Don't even ask. They're trying to triangulate her pulse based on shadows and paparazzi pics from 3 weeks ago. But it doesn't stop there, because here's where the legal team comes back into the picture. A sealed envelope, allegedly delivered to Remy's attorney the day before her collapse, has now become the center of a brand new investigation. Whispers are flying that inside that envelope were documents naming a beneficiary to her estate, and it wasn't Papoose. Let that sink in. Was Remy planning to cut Pap out of everything? Or was she protecting him from something she didn't want traced back? One shady tabloid even claims the beneficiary is none other than a young girl from Remy's past. Possibly a secret daughter, or worse, a secret sibling that no one knew about. And guess who's confirmed to be in New York right now, dodging cameras? Fat Joe. Yup, the terror squad OG himself, allegedly spotted entering the hospital through a private entrance late last night. Coincidence? Or damage control? Because let's not forget, it was Fat Joe who vouched for Remy all these years, who called her the strongest woman in the game, who allegedly bailed her out of a deal that could have landed her back in jail just 2 years ago. So why would he show up now, with no public statement and no explanation? The only explanation? Something huge is happening behind those closed hospital doors. Something that could shake hip-hop history and redefine everything we thought we knew about Remy Ma, Papoose, and the empire they built. Meanwhile, Papoose has gone completely off the grid. No IG lives, No tweets, no press, just silence, except for one cryptic post, which he deleted 5 minutes after uploading. It read, "I was loyal to the end, even when I didn't understand the beginning." What does that mean? Fans think it's a reference to Remy's past lies, maybe even something she hid about the beginning of their relationship. Some are speculating that Remy was never fully honest about the father of her daughter, or that there were deals made behind the scenes to keep the real story buried. And the most viral theory of all, that Remy faked her paternity test results years ago, just to keep Pap by her side. Because now some anonymous lab assistant is claiming a sample was misfiled under the wrong case number. Ladies and gentlemen, this situation is far more significant than we initially realized. What began as a health scare has now spiraled into forged medical records, sealed legal documents, and a man who might have been living a false reality for over 10 years. And still, through it all, the betrayals, the secrets, and the near-death collapse, Papoose remains. He's still praying, still hoping, still unwilling to walk away from the woman who may have shattered him. But what happens next could alter everything. Just as tragedy seemed to settle in, a new voice has entered the narrative, and she's not staying silent anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, just when it appeared that the tears were drying and the chaos was subsiding, a fresh storm emerged. And this time, it's not from Remy Ma or even Papoose. It's from the last person we expected to hear from, Claressa Shields. Yes, the undefeated, outspoken boxing champion and former enemy #1 in Remy's personal drama. And what did she do? She went live. Standing in her gym, gloves still on, sweat dripping, and fury in her eyes, Claressa stared directly at the camera and said, "I'm not going to fake sympathy just because she's laid up." Remy was moving like she was untouchable. But karma? It don't miss. You play with people's lives. Yours might get played too. Mic dropped. The comment section erupted. Some labeled her heartless. Others said she was just finally speaking the truth everyone had been thinking. Because let's be honest, Remy's been tangled in lies, feuds, and betrayal for years. And now that she's vulnerable, it's all surfacing like poison. But wait, that's not even the craziest twist. Soon after Claressa's live stream, a voicemail leaked, one she left for Papoose before Remy's collapse. In it, she said, "Pap, I know you ain't gonna hear this now, but she's been lying. I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm trying to save you. There's things you don't know. Things she kept hidden even before you married her." What things? Reddit's already working overtime. A so-called family insider on a viral thread claims Claressa was referencing Remy Ma's medical records, and that the collapse wasn't the first incident. Apparently, Remy had a previous event, a minor stroke, last year while abroad. And instead of seeking treatment, she allegedly paid off her team to stay quiet so she wouldn't miss a festival performance. She risked her health for a paycheck. Let that sink in. Now the hospital is overrun. Paparazzi, journalists, even mysterious plainclothes officials who seem to be from some unidentified agency. Why? Because it's no longer just about her health. It's about possible fraud. Rumors of fake insurance claims, falsified prescriptions, even speculation that someone close to Remy was channeling money from her label through shell companies. And guess who the paperwork points to? Her stylist. Yes. Not a manager, not a business partner, her personal stylist. The one who used to share IG photos of her in designer outfits and custom wigs. Turns out he's being discreetly questioned by federal agents for potential financial misconduct. Remy's entire empire is crumbling. Meanwhile, Papoose? He's stuck in the middle of it all. Sources say he hasn't said a word to the media, not even Fat Joe. One nurse told Gossip Star Vibe he just sits beside Remy, reading old texts from their early days and silently crying. And yet, through all this turmoil, he still refuses to leave. A hospital staff member claimed they overheard him say, "If she opens her eyes, I want mine to be the first she sees." But now, the question that no one dares to ask, what if she doesn't wake up? Because let's be clear, as of right now, Remy Ma remains in critical condition. She's been drifting in and out of consciousness. She's had 2 urgent surgeries, and her legal team has now made a private request to restrict public access to information, which, if you ask me, only adds to the suspicion. Fans are holding candlelight vigils in the Bronx. Radio stations are playing throwback sets of her classic hits. And on Twitter, The hashtag #, pray for Remy is trending right alongside #, justice for Pap. Because people are divided. Is this a tragedy, a comeback story, or the final chapter of a long-predicted downfall? And here's the twist. An exclusive insider who claims to work in hospital billing says Remy was uninsured when she was admitted. Let that sink in. One of the biggest names in hip-hop, lying in ICU, fighting for her life, and allegedly paying out of pocket because she didn't trust the system. Is that bold or just reckless? Ladies and gentlemen, we're witnessing a story that will be analyzed for years to come. A cautionary tale about fame, love, ego, and secrets. As we wait for any official updates from her family, one unsettling truth remains. Papoose may be the last true one left standing. A man who stayed faithful, through scandals, through public humiliation, through a possible deathbed betrayal. And yet, he never walked away. So now, the final question looms over this entire saga like a storm. Will Remy Ma wake up and finally reveal the truth? Or will she take her secrets with her, forever? Ladies and gentlemen, this isn't just another celebrity gossip piece. This is pain. This is loyalty. This is the kind of story that makes you question everything you thought you knew about love, fame, and what it means to stick by someone no matter what. Papoose is in the fire right now, grieving, praying, and refusing to walk away from the woman who may have betrayed him in ways the world still doesn't fully comprehend. And Remy Ma? Whether she regains consciousness or not, the damage is already done. The secrets are out, and the world will never see her the same way again. But now, we leave it up to you. Do you think Remy Ma deserves forgiveness? Was Clarissa right to speak out, or was she out of line? And what would you do if you found out your entire relationship was built on deception? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't hold back. Hit the like button if this story hit you hard, and subscribe for more unfiltered truths from the only channel daring to uncover what others try to hide. This is Gossip Star Vibe, and believe us, the truth never stays hidden for long.